I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because looking back at season three, it was pretty lackluster. Not so many updates. We had a major. I mean, the major is actually still, as I'm recording right now, it's the 19th at 1 a.m. It's still not reduced 75%, so we should assume that they'll start that at the beginning of season 4. We had Train for 1 season. I've played more Mirage and Dust 2 than I think I've ever played in my life. And slowly, CS2 is becoming a casino with Genesis Collection, new lack of new cases. It's been a bad season, and I will say that. The two maps as well, the community maps. Listen, I love community maps. I think CS in general was made from community, from a mod back in the 90s for Half-Life. So the community is something that is important to Counter-Strike. Uh, the community maps for this season in competitive, I don't think were amazing. Golden, I don't think was necessarily an amazing map. I think Palacio was a very average map as well. I did prefer Palacio over Golden. Golden, it plays like a Call of Duty map. It looks a little bit like it looks a little bit like Call of Duty map. I would actually say that if anything, I would compare it more to a Valorant map. Palacio, I don't mind. However, I think getting obviously in season 4 we're getting Anubis for trade, which I'll get onto that decision in a moment. I just think for such an amazing game as Counter Strike can be when you're having fun, you're playing well, I think the map rotation needs to change. There needs to be more emphasis on community. Or even then, the maps that Steam slash Valve, I should say, actually do own, they need to be swapped around. I think come at the end of season 4 into season 5, where I'll get onto when that will be in a moment, we should be looking at. I would honestly want at least 3 changes to the map pool. My favorite map is Inferno, but if that has to go out for another map to come in, I'm more than fine with that. Cash has to come in. Cobblestone, I'm not too fussed about. I never really liked Cobblestone as a competitive map. Cash, I think, has to come in. And Train, I think, has to stay. And we're getting Anubis now, but I think another map has to come in. And I'd actually want that to be either Vertigo or a full community map. I think those are the best options. The community maps, if someone came out and made a true, because the ones right now, the competitive maps we have right now, in competitive, not in Premier, the community maps in competitive, they could never be played at a high level. They're like rush around and you know have fun maps. There's Golden, especially. I think Golden is just more buy P90, rush around. There's cubbies everywhere. It plays like Cool G map. I could imagine right now me playing that map on Black Ops 7, like easily. Palacio, I think, does play a bit more like a traditional map. However, still it's the same. It's they're both just they're very, very good maps, but they're just not. They could never be in a competitive map pool. I think Train going out is the worst decision I think Counter Strike could ever make. They spent so long making remaking Train with the new effects and just they didn't really change the layout has it, but the new effects, the rain, like adding rain to just that. But I think the only standpoint is that Train tanks the average user's PC. You can get 200 frames on Inferno or 140, 150 on Train. And I could understand the reason why to take Train out for that exact reason. But I don't think that should be a limiting point to take it out of the map pool. Anubis, I welcome back Anubis. I didn't mind Anubis when it was in the map pool originally back in CS:GO. But I think Dust 2 or Mirage, they have to go. They have to go. Been overplayed. I mean, Dust 2 is probably the most popular map in the world, and it's been overplayed to hell. It needs to go. It needs to go. The next major is IEM Cologne from June 2nd to June 21st. If we're going off majors, which is what I presume we are, I would suspect the next season to finish in August, September. That gives enough time for the major to finish, the sale, and then Valve time another week or so for them to just dick about. But yeah, I think season 3 was probably the biggest disappointment out of all 3 seasons. I did play it the most, but everyone gets that itch for Counter-Strike, and when you know you're playing Counter-Strike every day, you're gonna rack up wins. I think I played 170 games of no. Yeah, no, I think I played 170 games of Premier, which is quite a bit, and you know, I reached max 20k. In all fairness, I didn't I wouldn't say I try harded in every match. But yeah, I think going forward, I think season 4 will be very lackluster. They must be working on something. There's no way that we can go this long without a single update. Even the Champions update was delayed. They usually aren't this slow. I don't know what they're cooking. They're cooking something. Or there's maybe only 3 people on the team. I think that's everything I have to say, really. There's probably going to be a new terminal. Cases aren't probably... There's probably not going to be a new case. Probably going to be a new terminal. There's... Guns-wise, they're not going to change anything. They might add a new knife. The double blade, I think it was. But even then, I don't see them doing that. If it's in the terminal, that's going to be... That's going to cause some outrage. We'll see. I think come the mid of season 4, I think the player count will drop substantially unless there is something completely brand new out. The armory, I'm not digging it. I don't like the armory. I prefer traditional operations, but I've never met a single person who does like just the armory and not operations. That's my predictions for season 4, really. I don't think season 3 was very good. Very lackluster. And I hope to go to one of the majors this year, and hopefully it's Cologne. But we'll see. Thank you guys for listening. In a bit. Peace. Train. Rest in peace, Train. Let's go. Long door. Anything. That's fucking shit. Fuck Train.